Chelsea fans, over to you. What's happening? What's the problem with the club? Do you think as the coach? I honestly don't think so. Do you think it's the players? I still find it hard to actually point accusing fingers at anyone. I know there are a lot of individuals that are performing below par. Nicholas Jackson is one of them. I feel like the whole team, the whole group as a whole, yes, we understand they are young players, but one of the things Mourinho would always pride himself with is to say that a player like Frank Lampard at 23 was already a man. You have the likes of Gallagher, you have the likes of Rhys James, a whole lot of young players. Enzo, I understand they are in their early 20s, but look at the decade before now. That is when you're at your best, in your early 20s. That is when you had a Lampard. That is when you had a Scholes, a Gerrard. In their early 20s, they were already men. They were already leaders of the team. They were already players that people could look up to and say, yes, if this guy is going to be on the pitch, then we are going to also give it 100%. But right now in Chelsea, I feel like I don't even know the team anymore. I think the Manchester United match, there was a time where I was pinching myself and I was asking myself, did these guys actually train all through the week? Because they couldn't string 2-3 offensive passes together. They didn't know where they were. The pass in the last third was just shambolic. Do they even train together as a group, or is it like they train individually and they come and play the match? Because even if you pick secondary school children that play together as a team or as a unit, they would not be turning out like that week in, week out, expecting to get beaten. And that is the new identity for Chelsea. Chelsea supporters already know that they are going to be beaten. So it's now a surprise for Chelsea to win. But it's more of like, yes, we're expecting it. So when I saw Pochettino's lineup, especially for this match, I knew he got it all wrong. And that was the same problem Potter had. I don't like comparing coaches, but whether you like it or not, Chelsea fans, over the weekend I saw that in as much matches as both managers have played, 15, 14 matches, Potter was able to actually garner more points than Pochettino has. And the same problem I have with Potter is the same problem that is affecting Pochettino. As a coach, I feel like you need to lay down your identity. In the first 2-3 games, I should be able to see that this is the way this person's team is playing. You need to be able to establish that authority, that identity, that this is your style. I need to be able to see that in 2-3 matches. The Premier League is so unforgiving. The Premier League is not a league that would wait till the 20th match. It's not, with no disrespect to other leagues, it's not the German Bundesliga that you can lose 6-7 matches and you still come back to win the league. It is not. It is very, very unforgiving. Potter did the same mistake. You would not see that identity. You don't even know how they are playing. I cannot say this is Potter's pattern. And I'm seeing the same thing with Pochettino. I cannot say, my team is pressing from the wings, or this is their pattern, or this is what they would normally do. The Mourinho era would say he would always boot it. That is the pattern. You know Mourinho's team, he is not going to concede goals. And I said the same thing about Sean Dyche last season when they signed him and Everton were in a very poor state and they played against Arsenal. I saw that match and I said, yes, this is a coach. From the get-go, you know a Sean Dyche's Bondi. They would not concede goals. I think they started the heel run for Arsenal last season where they just started dropping points. As a good coach or a top coach, you have to stamp your authority. I have to be able to see that identity in the first 2-3 matches. If I cannot see it, then you are not going to succeed. And what am I saying? You have to have... There are some players, especially the backline, you can't negotiate that. Your centre-back pairings, your 2 and 3, you have to have a regular starter. If you go and look at Chelsea's team this season, you don't even know who is going to start. And I saw the lineup today, and Thiago Silva was on the bench. I was like, why? Colby was on the bench. I was like, why? Sterling was on the bench. Sterling is by far Chelsea's best player out through this season. Why are you dropping him on the bench? It just shows that as a coach, you have not been able to even understand the team yet. 15 matches into the league, you don't have a proper starting 11. So if I look at the team sheet and Thiago Silva is on the bench and Colby is on the bench and Sterling, arguably Chelsea's best player of the season, is on the bench, then for me as a coach, then it's only is on you for you to by now be able to say, okay, even if they wake you and say Porto is starting even Chelsea fans would be able to know, oh, if this person is fit, then definitely they are starting. So Chelsea fan, what do you think the problem is? Do you think it's the manager problem? Do you think it's the owner problem? Do you think it's the players problem? Because in the long run, don't forget how much Chelsea spent all through the season. I understand all those years, in 3-4 years they will be good, but as my people go talk, today we go good, now yesterday we go take no. Today, so if today go good, we don't see the signs from yesterday. They are not playing together. There's no cohesion. There's no tactics. There's no discipline. There's no leadership. And I feel like that's the problem. If Chelsea should continue, now they've dropped off the top half of the table. Now they are in the second half of the table. See teams like Fulham, Brentford ahead of Chelsea. It is embarrassing. I feel like the club has lost its identity since Roman Abramovich left. And the quicker they are able to find a solution, the better for the team. Else, they will be swimming in relegation waters if they don't turn it around. I heard Pochettino saying January definitely is going to sign. What do you want to sign? What do you want to sign? You've not been able to do anything with over £1 billion. So why do you want to sign more players? Chelsea fans, let me know what you think in the comment section. What should the club do? Because at this point,